Keep it up with Homes Innovations. 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 Stay tuned. Hey, Friday, come get the news. Miss Handy keeping you in tune about what's going on in school. Homes Elementary, we going up. Knowledge is power, can't get enough. Once the beat drop, then you know it's us. Go ahead, Miss Handy, let them know what's up. Keep it up with Homes Innovations. Keep it up with Homes Innovations. Keep it up with Homes Innovations. Keep it up with Homes Innovations.
Hello, and welcome to Town Hall News with Miss Handy. Let's get started with our star chant. At the Holmes Innovation School, I reach for the stars. I am a scholar. What does that mean? I meet the high expectations for academic excellence. I am tenacious. What does that mean? I persevere through all my challenges on my path to excellence. I am an advocate. What does that mean? I speak up for myself and take responsibility for my learning. I am respectful. What does that mean? I value myself and my relationship with others. I fight for social justice. What does that mean? I work for equality and fairness in my community. At the Holmes Innovation School, we are all stars. Now let's get into our announcements. The box program is happening with Mr. King every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8:30 a.m. till 9:10 a.m. It's a great way to get your morning started and ready for class. You can find the link in Class Dojo. Brunch with Brewster is happening on March 19th at 11 a.m. You can find the link to join in Class Dojo. Twin Day is Monday, March 26th. Find a best friend or your teacher or maybe your whole class and dress up the same way. Women's History Month is in March, which is this month. Is there a woman that has inspired you, who has helped you, a woman in your community or at your school, or maybe in the world around you? If that woman has inspired you or made an impact on your life, you can send a short video to holmestownhallnews@gmail.com and we will display your video on Town Hall. April 2nd, there will be no school because it's Good Friday. We want to give a special shout out to the MCAS ramp-up winners for the week of March 8th. For the 5th grade class, Mr. Johnson's class won. For 4th grade, Miss Kuka's class won. And for 3rd grade, Miss James' class won. These classes earned the highest marks and mastery on the MCAS ramp-up. For the grade with the overall highest mastery score is 4th grade. And 3rd grade had the highest amount of students take the test. Great job, scholars. Keep up the great work. There will be a special socially distant carnival happening in June. So if your class keeps winning and keeps doing a great job on these MCAS ramp-ups, you'll be able to be a part of the carnival. Well, that's it for our announcements this week. It's time for Name That History Fact with your host, Miss Handy. It is now time for Name That Black History Fact, and I'm your host, Miss Handy. Last week, I asked 2 questions. When was Women's History Week turned into Women's History Month? And that was in March 1987. The second question was, who was the first woman to pass the astronaut testing in 1961? And that answer is Geraldine Jerry Cobbs. And the winner for last week's question is Miguel in room 201 and his aunt Wanda Hall. Congratulations, and it's so glad to see that the families are participating in our history fact. Congratulations. All right, here's this week's history fact question. Name 3 of John Tyndall's, an Irish physicist, inventions and experiments that had to do with radiant energy. Again, name 3 of John Tyndall's, an Irish physicist, inventions and experiments that had to do with radiant energy. Good luck on this week's question, and may the best class win. It is now time to announce our shooting stars. Mason in 106 is getting a star for improving attendance and participation. Liz in 106 is getting a star for being an outstanding participant and scholarship. Etavino in 106 is getting a star for being a hard worker and for scholarship. Kaylin in 106 is getting a star for being determined and persevering. Jose in 307 is getting a star for outstanding performance in ELA. Ediani in 302 is getting a star for scholarship and growing on the ELA in term 2. David in 302 is getting a star for scholarship and growing on the ELA in term 2. Madison in 302 is getting a star for scholarship and growing on the ELA in term 2. Tarek in 302 is getting a star for scholarship and participating in class discussions. Jamesley in 301 is getting a star for outstanding retail and SEL classes. Caden in 203 is getting a star for completing 100% of his work on Seesaw. Joe Wandell in 203 is getting a star for completing 100% work on Seesaw. Joe Nessie in 203 is getting a star for completing 100% work on Seesaw. Geraldine in 203 is getting a star for completing 100% work on Seesaw. Zanaya in 203 is getting a star for completing 100% work on Seesaw. Leandro in 203 is getting a star for completing 100% work on Seesaw. Ariana in 003 is getting a star for scholarship. Kyla in 003 is getting a star for participating on Zoom. Zanaya in K1 is getting a star for completing all Seesaw activities. Amir in K1 is getting a star for completing all Seesaw activities. George in 306 is getting a star for scholarship and always attending the STEM program. Alana in 307 is getting a star for tenacity and scholarship. Anthony in 307 is getting a star for tenacity and scholarship. Brandon in 307 is getting a star for tenacity and scholarship. Isaiah in 307 is getting a star for tenacity and scholarship. Michaela in 307 is getting a star for tenacity and scholarship. Jose in 307 is getting a star for tenacity and scholarship. Miguel in 201 is earning a star for tenacity. Musad in 201 is earning a star for scholarship. Janaya in 201 is earning a star for trying her best on her seesaw work. Armani in 201 is getting a star for trying her best on seesaw work. And Kiara Elise in 201 is getting a star for doing her best work on her seesaw. Jacoby in 308 is getting a star for being a scholar and showing responsibility. Delvin in 106 is earning a star for improving his participation and attendance on Zoom. Well, that's it for our shooting stars this week. On the count of 3, let's give them all a shooting star. 1, 2, 3. Shooting star! Congratulations, scholars, and keep up the great work. Students of the month. These students have shown the STAR's core values all month long. Isimas Yidbrick in room 207. Amina Musi in room 301. Matthew Cintron in room 12A. Ray Mendez Jr. in 11A. Congratulations, scholars, and keep up the great work.
Dear Ditch, Noreen is Anam Dum.
Sal is Anam Dum.
Today we're celebrating St. Patrick's Day, and Sarah has her St. Patrick's Day hat on. The national flag for Ireland is green, white and gold. Ireland is 3,000 miles from America. There's 32 counties in Ireland, and Irish people love to celebrate tradition. We love music and we love potatoes. Right, Sarah? All right, let's say Sláinte, and we're going to say goodbye now in Irish. Sláinte.
Sláinte.
This week's star teacher is a team player. They collaborate and fill the gaps wherever they are needed. They often go above and beyond to support students and the Holmes community. Thank you for being reliable, patient, caring, and continuing to seek ways to improve your practice. Your leadership and commitment are notable and truly appreciated. This week's star teacher is none other than Ms. Kazoop. Thank you, Ms. Kazoop, for all you do.